and welcome back to my channel. And on this channel we focus mainly on graphic design, and today we will be working on a candle brand and we will be creating the branding from scratch. So yeah, the idea behind this candle brand is using the tarot cards, this sort of style, and soon you'll see my mood board where I got my inspiration from. And we will be covering logo, colour, type, as well as some brand assets. Of course, the packaging for the candles. So yeah, let's get into it. So we will start with the mood board as always, and I'm really inspired by these business cards that are tarot card styled. I'm really liking the colours, the black and gold. So my idea behind the logo is actually a tarot card called the Hermit, and it's shown on the side. So yeah, the idea is the old man's lantern, which I thought could be a representation of a candle brand. So I have chosen 3 fonts, and the first font, I liked it because of its thick and thin lines. The second font, it felt very handmade, which I wanted the brand to feel very handmade and personal. And the third font was basically like a safe font, as it's a simple bold font. So I thought of adding these sort of lines to imitate the light coming out. And I felt that like there was a gap that could have been filled in, so I tried some squiggles, but they didn't work too well. So I tried the lines to imitate the light from the actual visual logo, and that didn't work too well either, so we settled on stars. Next we have the business cards, and again I wanted them to feel very much like tarot cards, and I think this was achieved with the colours and the logo. And I have added some shadow on them to make it feel more realistic. And next is the pattern, so I used the stars, I used the light as well as the lantern itself. As seen from my mood board from before, there was an eye, and I really wanted an eye to be a part of my patterns as well. And I have found some flowers that I have sketched over with Illustrator. Usually I would make them myself, but as this is just a video, I went along with just sketching them through Illustrator and not creating them on my own. So next is the box. So this is the box, and I have put the pattern on there, and then on the side I wanted the main fragrance to be visual. So here we have the flower, and then on the top it would be the logo, and then I went along and did the same thing throughout another couple of scents. So I'll be using the same background for every single part of the branding assets, and to make it feel more alive I have added some shadows to the background. So next is the hoodie, and I did exactly the same thing. So I did the patterns and the logo on the main area, and I did the same thing with a tote bag. And again, I'm using the same background just to make it feel all cohesive. And now we are getting onto the website. So on Wix, you can have a couple options, and I've chosen this slime factory option. And you can easily add your images, as I'm doing here as well. So I'll be starting with the top, and then we'll be moving down to the bottom. So the first thing that I'll be doing is putting my logo in the header. So I decided to have a simple landing page with just the main brand colour, which is the blue, and I decided to use this font. Usually I would import the font, but I was lazy. Either way, the font chosen for the logo might have been a bit too difficult to be read for like a body text. So for the background, I have used the patterns again. I ended up deciding that the patterns were too big, so I had to go into Photoshop and make them smaller, which fits much better, as now we can see more of the patterns rather than a big aspect of the pattern. So here I'm adding the candles and the other elements, and it's so easy to just drag and drop and then add in the name, price, description. And again, it's easy to just do the payment methods, and Wix has this sort of guide for you to do and fill out the information that is required. And again, you can decide on the layout for your shop as well. So here I am just moving things about, deciding some things, but I ended up deciding to have 2 pictures on one row. And I have added the eye from the patterns, as I felt like it really fit for the About Me section. But in this case, I didn't write anything specifically for the About Me, and I just kept it plain with what it came. And with this template, it came with the good to know section, which I thought was very handy. I kept it pretty much the same. It's always good to show this sort of information, that it's handmade to keep in room temperature. I should have added that it's vegan, sustainable. And then we have the contact page, which was very easy to work with. It already came with a very good contact detail page, so I just changed the colour, and that was it for that. Then at the end, I decided to change the colour of the background to the blue rather than the white, which worked much better compared to the white. And I did the same for the shop background, keeping it blue. And I did some last touches, as well as I have gone on the mobile section to see how it would look like on phone, and I have made some changes, as it doesn't always come out perfect, but it's so easy to change. And yeah, this is how it turned out, and I think it looks really good for a simple, quick website to show you guys how Wix works. I use Wix for my portfolio, and I found it very easy to use, and it doesn't take much time to create and update, especially when I'm updating my website quite regularly. And it's always good to know that your website looks good on the phone, because most people use their phone to research things. And yeah, this is the end of the project. I have presented my work throughout the thing. You can see my logos and the alternatives, mood boards, type, colour, brand elements, as well as the brand assets with the business cards, hoodies and the tote bag. I hope you liked my video, and if you did, please give it a like, subscribe, comment. So yeah, expect more content like this of creating brand from of creating brands from scratch. See you guys next time.